I am Jules, the Psychic Love Coach. I am a certified life and relationship coach, and I have been guiding people for over 20 years. Now, the twist is I'm also an international psychic medium. So I guide clients based on my intuition, my sixth sense, and also my life and coaching skills. So every week, join me here for life insights, relationship insights, a look into the spirit world and what happens on the other side. And how can we connect to people in a more authentic, more heart-centered way? Today, I wanted to talk about the importance of trusting our intuition when we're out in the dating world or we're wanting to meet someone new, or even if you're dating someone. And it's so crucial that we listen to our hearts, to our intuition, not just our eyes and what we see and what looks good, okay? Now, women are particularly bad at this. We meet someone, a potential partner, and instead of trusting our intuition and like, what does this person's energy feel like to us? We kind of just look at the outside of the package and think, oh yeah, we can deal with this. I can fix this. I can put a Band-Aid, I can change him. And that's the thing, is that when someone is not for us, we will feel it. You feel when something is off, when the energy is not properly connected. When someone isn't being authentic, we sense it. It's our spidey senses, right? We feel like something is not completely as the person says it is. And that's where you have to trust yourself. When something feels off, if somebody tells you that they're, for example, they work at a certain place and they're single, and something in your gut feeling tells you, I don't know, that doesn't seem right, or the information that's coming from this person doesn't resonate. Listen to your gut feeling. It's super important, because our sixth sense, our gut feeling, our intuition is kind of like this, spiritual guy that is, showing us the way through our path, and often we ignore it. We see the red flags. We know, oh, this person isn't right for me. Oh, but the sex is good, or this person lies to me all the time. Oh, but they're so handsome. These are things we have to look at, and these are things that become crucial when you want to find the right person, when you want to connect with the right person who is your vibrational match. You have to trust that it feels right. And feeling right is the first part in trusting your intuition. How does it feel? And I'm not talking about, the sex feels good. I mean, the sex is supposed to feel good, but it's not the only thing. It's not the only thing you should be focusing on. Okay? How do you feel when this person is around you? Do they make you feel uplifted? Do they make you feel better about yourself? So if this person's energy makes you feel uplifted, makes you feel good about yourself, makes you feel very positive, this is usually a sign that this is a vibrational match, that this person's energy is good for you. You're in the right kind of vibration together. And that's when I talk about vibration, I mean, what we put out there energetically is what we attract in. So if we're putting vibrations out there of, being a good person and being loyal and being honest, that's usually the kind of people that you're going to attract in, okay? And if you feel worthy, you're going to attract people that are going to treat you like you are worthy, all right? So trusting our gut feeling means when we get that feeling in the pit of our stomach, like something feels wrong or that something doesn't sit well, that is usually a sign that either the person is not being authentic, they're not really being their authentic self. It could be that they're lying or they're trying to hide things. And when someone is not being their true self, their true, honest, authentic self, you can feel this on an energetic level. And that's why when certain people come into a room, we're drawn to them. It's almost like, someone walks into the room and everybody looks at them because their energy, their vibration is usually really high, or they feel very confident or very good about themselves. And people who are in a good vibration, in a positive energy, they emit this higher vibration that people were attracted to, kind of like a moth being attracted to light, or like people being attracted to good energy. And basically that's it. We are, we are attracted to high vibrations. We're attracted to people that make us feel good, right? So that's always a sign, is if being around this person raises your vibration, being around this person makes you feel better, makes you want to be a better person, then your gut feeling is right about this person. This is your kind of person, right? Now, if you meet someone new and it's very exciting and this often happens. We meet someone and in the beginning it's like, woo, he swept me off off my feet, and it's exciting and it's fun. But then after a while, when that, newness, excitement kind of slows down, people let their guards down and their true colors come out. This is when you have to trust your gut feelings and trust what your intuition tells you. And one of the things that you can do is you can ask yourself, does this feel right to me? Ask yourself, not is this guy a liar or this person lying, but does what this person say feel good to me? Or does it make me physically feel some kind of strange sensation? Some people get it in the pit of their stomachs. Others feel a kind of nervousness or just feeling like things don't make sense. So how do you know that it's your intuition or your gut feelings? And how do you know they're not leading you astray? Well, I'll tell you this. My whole life, my whole career, I have trusted my intuition and I have guided people and I have never been wrong. Well, mostly wrong. Maybe not off once or twice, but for the most part, when we listen to our gut feelings, it's kind of like a guidance system. And if your guidance system tells you you're off the path, this doesn't feel right, it's because it's not. And often we try to fit something that doesn't fit into a box and shove it in like, yeah, it'll be fine. It fit. He's okay. This person is great. We'll work around it. But all I know is this. Intuition is there for a reason. Don't ignore it. And one of the ways we can trust our intuition is through muscle testing. Now, what is muscle testing? Basically, it is a physical reaction that we have based on our subconscious that is telling us if yes or no, this is right for us. How do you do that? Well, there's a few ways you can do that. So one of the exercises that you can do when you want to know, is this right, the right person, the right situation, if this is right for me, is you will stand straight, stand up, you close your eyes, and you ask yourself with your eyes closed, is this the right person for me? Now, if you feel yourself leaning forward, that's a yes. If you feel yourself falling backwards, that's a no. And this is your body that is telling you, your higher consciousness is telling you yes or no, this is good for you. And that is about trusting intuition. And intuition and our bodies can also tell us. Muscle testing has been used for many, many years. And it really asks us because, we can say, yeah, I'm fine. But if you go inside and ask your spirit, are you fine? Often the answer is, no, I'm not. And we're too proud to say that, or we don't want people to know that things are not as good as they seem. So we try to fix it, or we try to put a Band-Aid on a situation or a person and make like everything is great. But in the end, when we make the wrong choices and we're not with the right person, we feel it. We know deep in our soul. And you have to trust that feeling. You cannot force a relationship. You can't force someone to love you or to become someone else that you wish they were. If you're going into a relationship with that perception that, I'm going to change this person or I'm going to make them into what I want them, you are waiting for failure, because we cannot build expectations on people that they cannot live up to. I'm Jules. If you'd like to ask me any questions, please send it to julesrafter@gmail.com. I'll see you again next week. Hello, my lovelies. I am Jules, the Psychic Love Coach, and today I am doing the reading for singles, the love reading for singles for today. So here we go. So if you are single and looking, here is your love reading for today. So we got blame as a card. So this is about not blaming yourself. This is difficult because if you've been single for a long time, often we have a lot of this frustration and these pent up energies about, why we're single. And we blame ourselves for making poor choices. We blame ourselves for allowing certain abusive people to come into our lives, or allowing people to treat us a certain way that usually we wouldn't allow or we would not accept. But because we love this person, or because we're attracted to this person, we've allowed it into our life. So instead of beating yourself up about it, instead of kind of keep going back to that old place, know that when you're doing that, you are putting a vibration out to the universe that you're saying, I'm not worthy, I'm not good, I make poor choices, I'm not good when it comes to love and relationships. And all the universe hears is, you make poor choices. Let's throw another one your way because you've confirmed to the universe with your own thoughts, I make poor choices. You are telling the universe, yeah, I'm going to make poor choices anyway, right? So don't blame yourself. Look, life is about having different relationships, meeting different people, and having these unique experiences that really allow us to grow, emotionally, mentally, and sometimes psychologically. Certain people really do bring out the best and the worst in us. And that is part of our journey here on earth, is to make connections with certain people that aren't necessarily our forever people, or the people we're going to marry or spend our lives with. But these relationships shape us, right? They do dent us sometimes a little bit, and that's okay, right? But do not let it consume you. Don't let that energy of blame kind of seep into your bones. And then every time you go out to meet a potential person, you're already saying, I'm going to screw this up anyways. I'm never good in relationships. It'll never work, right? We're continuously telling the universe that we accept that this is the way things are. But we have the control. We have the power to manifest the perfect type of relationship. If we believe that we can, first of all, if we believe that we're worthy of it, and also if you trust that the energy you're putting out there is what you deserve, is what you get back. And if you're not getting what you want, shift yourself. Look at yourself. How can I change to attract in what I need, the perfect partner? Hello, my lovelies, I'm Jules, and I am going to do the love reading for dating couples today. So if you're in a relationship and you're dating and getting to know each other, this reading is for you. So let's see what the universe wants to tell us about your relationship. Okay, and we have, the envy card. So this is about not being envious. Often, we're at a certain place in a relationship and we kind of compare ourselves to others and where our friends are at. So when we compare and we're envious about, say, for example, your girlfriend has been dating some guy for a while and he popped the question, right? They've been dating for a year now and he popped the question. And you've been with someone and it's been a few years, 2-3 years, and now you're kind of envious of that and being like, well, why hasn't he stepped up? Why am I not married yet? Why am I still dating? And the thing is, once we start to compare where we are in our relationship to someone else's relationship, look, we're going to be upset. It's not going to be the same thing. We're looking at 4 different individuals and 2 different dynamics. 2 couples, 2 different dynamics. So we cannot expect our own individual couple to be the same as someone else. As, everybody's love experience is different. And how we evolve, how we grow as a couple is very different from one relationship to the other. So where some people may meet and within 6 months they're married because they know they're the right person and there's this trust and they just feel it and they jump into it and they go. And that's fantastic. But there's also times where, you've had past relationships that have been very difficult and we hold on to fear. We hold on to sometimes the idea that, I don't know if I can trust this person just yet. I don't want to get hurt again. So we're very cautious. So where one couple is in their, in their journey is going to be very different from another couple's journey. So do not compare yourself or don't be envious about where the other couple is at in their journey because you haven't been part of that. You haven't been part of their arguments, their intimate moments, the memories that they had together. So every relationship is different. So you cannot be envious of someone else's relationship without having put both feet in their relationship as well. I hope that makes sense. So envy, do not be envious of other people. Put your time and energy into your own relationship. Put your focus into your relationship. And how can you better it? How can you make this the best relationship you've ever had? That should be your focus. Hi, I'm Jules, and this is the love reading for married couples. So this week, or today, this is the energy for you lovely married couples. Okay. Oh, so we got the loneliness card. Now, I know that may sound kind of strange. How can you be lonely if you're married, if you're with someone? Well, actually, you can be very lonely and still be in a relationship. And this is where there's a couple of things that we want to look at here. Now, this card says, I know that I am never alone. So first of all, no, we are never alone. We are when you're married, you're not alone. You have a partner. But this is also about knowing that there's also protection on the other side. We have guides looking out for our best interests, so we're never alone. So know that, first of all. But it's also about really focusing on, does my partner feel lonely? Does my partner feel heard? Because, you can be with someone and not necessarily feel like you're a team. And this is where that sense of loneliness can come in. When there's only one partner who's making an effort or putting the energy into the relationship or trying to fix things or make things better, there's a sense of loneliness that can creep up if you feel like you're the only person making an effort. Right? Or if you're not able to communicate clearly, this can create this sense of loneliness because we're not able to really open up and share what's bothering us or share what's happening inside. So you want to make sure that at all times your partner doesn't feel like they're alone, because this can happen. We get into the day-to-day, everyday routine in our lives and go to work and take care of the kids and meals and this and that. And sometimes we forget to check in on our partner and say, you okay? How are you doing? How is everything? And we don't necessarily think that this person can be lonely. Look how busy we are. There's so many people in the house. But loneliness sometimes is a lack of intimacy or a lack of connection or feeling connected. And when we don't feel connected, we feel isolated. And we all know what isolation does to a person. Thanks to COVID, we've all had a taste of that. But know that you can always shift the energy. You can always make sure that your partner does feel heard, does feel loved, feels acknowledged. And if you know that you're doing that for your partner will do it for you in return. So remember, speak from the heart, be honest, and always put your time and energy into building your relationship and not comparing it to others. Hello, my lovely people. I am Jules Rafter. Welcome to Jules, the Psychic Love Coach. And today I am going to be sharing my insights and guidance, and I'm going to be answering your questions from the public. So one of the questions that I was asked was something that lots of people ask me. And they ask about, is everybody able to communicate with spirit? Right? How do I communicate with my past loved one? Can I do that, or do I have to go see a medium? Well, good news is we can all do this. Now, some of us, like myself, are able to hear and see spirit without having to really do anything. It was just a natural ability. But we can all develop it, and we can all talk to our loved ones on a regular basis. So first of all, when we think about our loved ones, if we simply have a good memory about them and we're just thinking about them, it's almost like a paging system where if you're thinking about, say, your grandmother who's very close to you and somebody you love very, very much, when you're thinking about her, it's kind of like a bing, It's a paging system, and they know right away you're thinking about them. And quite often when we do think about them, they come closer and they're right there with us. So you don't have to do anything specific and need big rah-rah and white candles and have all chanting music. Basically, all you have to do is quiet your mind and simply think about them and send love their way. Simply doing that brings them closer, brings them nice, and I always find that, like, when we think about people in a good, positive way, when we're thinking about our loved ones, they feel that loving energy, they feel that good vibration, and it brings them closer, okay? Now, if you really are adamant, like, I want to talk, I want to hear, I want to get a sign from my loved one, I just want some sort of, confirmation that this is who I'm getting signs from. Now, you can ask your loved ones for a specific sign. Now, when you say to them, Dad, give me a sign. Well, that's really random. And know that the signs that come from the spirit world are very subtle. It's not going to be a flashing neon light saying, I'm here, right? That doesn't happen. Basically, because the energy, the vibration on the other side is much higher, it's very difficult for them to kind of manifest themselves in a physical form. So they will, do things that are much more subtle. Things like having lights flicker, seeing repetitive numbers. So for example, if you keep seeing the same numbers over and over again for a few days in a row, I keep seeing 333, I keep seeing 222, or everywhere I go, I looked at the license and it was like 123 on my bill. That's what it was, 123. And then it was number 123 when I was waiting in line. So these are all signs from spirit that they are close. So repetitive numbers, flickering electricity, often even a knocking sound, like very lightly. But if you want something more specific that you really want to know, like, how do I know it's Dad that's talking to me? So what would you do with this? You'd say, okay, Dad, if you can hear me, if you can hear my request, give me a sign, please show me a purple butterfly. So for the next few days, I usually say between 2 to 3 days, give it 3 days max, because usually after a few days, if you don't get any signs or that specific sign, it's a sign that, spirit's not around. But for example, like I said, if you ask, say, Dad, show me a purple butterfly. And the next morning you get up and you're scrolling through your phone and the first post that you see on Facebook has a big picture of a purple butterfly. That's a sign. If you get in your car and you start driving and you get to the stoplights and you look over and the logo on the car next to you is a big purple butterfly, that's a sign. These are things that are subtle. They're not going to be thrown in your face, but it's literally when you ask for something specific, that's an easier way of knowing, yeah, I know that's Dad. So for myself, my dad passed away it'll be almost 8 years ago. And every time that I need a confirmation from my dad, I ask him, Dad, show me a red cardinal. If I'm on the right path, show me a red cardinal. If I'm making the right choice, show me a red cardinal. No matter what your question, and you want that specific to know that this is a person I'm talking to, then ask for something specific. Now, be open to receiving this message. And it doesn't mean you got to go look for, everything you're doing, it's a sign, everything's a sign. But when we're specific about what we're asking the other side to show us, it makes it much easier for them to give you that sign and that it's them. Another way to know that spirit is around is there's usually a change in temperature in the room. So, it could be a cool breeze. It's middle of summer, you're in the room, and then all of a sudden this cool breeze or a shiver from head to toe out of nowhere. These are signs that spirit is around. Because their vibration is different from ours, we feel the energy shift, the change, because there's a different frequency, different vibration. Now, so you can always talk to your loved ones in spirit. Another way that you can do that is ask for spirit to come through in your dreams and give you messages in your dreams. Now, it's much easier for spirit to appear in your dreams because when we're in dreams, we're in an REM state and our vibration is much higher and we're receptive. So if you see your loved ones in your dreams, they may not necessarily say anything to you, but they're there, they're standing, they're healthy, they look full of life. That is a sign that they hear you and they want you to know that they are okay on the other side. Signs don't have to be neon flashing lights. They're often just a small sensation or knowing that someone is there.